Boxing Truth here. This is going to be the first of a couple of prediction videos I plan on doing in the next day or two, as it's going to be a stacked weekend of fight cards all over the world. A lot of action going on this weekend in boxing. And I like to do prediction videos when it comes to close fights that's it's hard to determine or pick a winner in a fight. And the Jermall Charlo Julian Williams is one of those fights. It's going to be hard to determine a winner, predict a winner. Both guys they have some flaws. Both guys have some holes in their resume. And we're going to find out some answers when it comes to them fighting each other, especially about Julian Williams, as we know a little bit more about Charlo. But Julian Williams, his upbringing and his career has been very lacking. It's been head scratching to why he's fought the type of position he's fought thus far and not heading into a world title shot against Jermall Charlo. Now, both guys, they bring in different styles. Jermall's he's a big, rangy guy who likes to fight off distance. He likes to keep you on the outside and keep you on the end of his punches. Kind of fights like Kovalev a little bit. The only thing is he's not as good as Kovalev. Doesn't have the type of jab of Kovalev or the power or the skill set of a Kovalev. But Jermall, he likes to keep you at a distance, keep you at the end of his punches. He likes to line you up with the right hand. His jab, it's not a great jab, but it's an okay, decent, solid jab. It's mostly a range finder, sets up his other punches. He's got a solid hook. He's a good, solid counter puncher. Mostly likes to do the step back counters because he likes to keep you at a distance. When he baits you in, he'll step back and counter you either with his hook or an overhand right. So he can be tricky to fight because he's a tall, rangy guy who likes to fight that way. So you have to find the way your way inside. If you're the shorter guy, you have to offset his distance, nullify his range, and find a way to get through his counters, his step back counters, because he's got some power. I believe he's the bigger puncher of the two guys. His right hand is his money punch, his overhand right and straight right hand. That's the shot that has created knockouts in his career. And Julian has to watch out for that shot as he tries to get inside and cut the distance. Julian, when you watch the two on footage, Julian seems to be the more crisper, sharper guy with his punches. He throws more combinations compared to Jermall Charlo. He's also, I would say, a little faster with his punches. He's more sharper, throws more shots, more combos, and he's a little faster. But he's the smaller man of the two guys. I don't think he's as big a puncher as Jermall Charlo. He's a solid puncher, but he's not a devastating puncher. He's a good fighter. Both guys are good fighters, but they're nothing special in my eyes. Maybe they can win a couple of world titles in their careers, become belt holders since they're being brought up by Heyman and being controlled by them. They can definitely get world titles in their future, but I don't see any pound for pound level, elite level type talent in these guys. In fact, I think Jarrett Hurd would trash both of these guys. I think Jarrett Hurd is the best 154 pounder in Al Heyman's stable. So hopefully Hurd will get the winner of this fight, and maybe Al Heyman can make that happen, as I believe Jarrett Hurd is the best 54 pounder in the stable, and it's not even close. But these guys are good fighters. They got, solid skills. One's a decent rangy boxer with good power in his right hand, and the other guy, he's a sharp, not a one-dimensional, aggressive pressure fighter. Williams is not one-dimensional. He has good positioning with his feet. He'll come in an angle. He'll switch up his. He won't always be directly in front of you. He won't always be squared up. So he's got some head movement. He can dip and dodge shots, get in position to always be in place to punch. But he's finally going to be fighting a guy that's actually going to be providing resistance in his career in Jermall Charlo. Julian has fought some really trash opposition in his career. I just don't get it. With the guy, the type of solid skills that he has, why has he been brought up so poorly? Hasn't gotten much exposure. Has fought some very weak ass opposition. Guys that he's fought a bunch of heavy bags. Guys that are coming to lay down, that have no power, or don't even throw as much as an authoritative jab at Julian Williams. And Julian Williams, he's had pretty much an easy ride thus far. Hasn't really fought guys that are trying to win. He's fought some decent veterans, guys with gatekeeper guys like a Coelho or a Joaquin McCline, but lately it's been lacking. He's pretty much stayed at the same level of opposition, and he really had to do much to earn his title shot. Didn't really beat the type of names you would think you would have to beat in order to get a world title shot. I mean, his last fight, he fought a guy that couldn't punch, an Italian guy who was just in the ratings of the IBF. And all Julian Williams had to do was beat Montano to get the shot at the title against Jermall. And now Julian's going to get his chance to prove that how good he is. And he's going to be fighting a tall, rangy guy. He's going to have to try to find a way inside. And it's a difficult fight to predict. It's hard to predict the winner. When you look at both guys, you see Julian's a little faster. He's sharper with his punches. But Jermall, he's been more battle tested. He's fought better opposition. He's stepped up his level of competition. Yeah, a 40-year-old Bungers ain't much, but he knocked him out. And he showed some things in the fight against Trout. He fought back. He was down on the cards. I mean, it was a close fight to score. Not an easy fight to score. But I had Jermall edging Trout out in a close, tight win in his last fight. Got tested, got taken to the deep waters, and he was able to survive. A close, tight decision over Trout, former world champion, southpaw. He showed Trout did show the weaknesses that Jermall has. He has some holes defensively. But Jermall's a big, strong, solid 54-pounder. It just makes you wonder how he makes the weight. And he's going to be the bigger, stronger, and bigger puncher in this fight. We're going to see Julian Williams, his chin tested. He hasn't really fought any big punchers or physical guys. Jermall Charlo is exactly that. He's going to keep him at the end of his jab. Julian's going to have to find he's going to have to find a way in and land his combinations. And from what I see, I see Jermall Charlo as being the guy that Heyman is pushing more. He's been exposed more to the public. He's been headlining events. He's stepped up in competition recently. And I just see him being as the guy being pushed more by Heyman. And I have to go with Charlo in this fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. But I think he's going to keep Julian at the end of his punches, keep him at distance, land his right hand, possibly hurt him a few times. And I see Charlo getting the decision. It's going to be a close, tight, competitive fight, but I just see him getting the nod, especially if it's close. It could be controversial. Perhaps fans will think Julian will deserve a decision, but it ends up Charlo getting the nod. But also I can see Charlo definitively beating Julian Williams, as he hasn't really proven much at all. Hasn't fought the type of opposition, hasn't been tested. And Jermall Charlo refers to him as a undefeated nobody. And maybe Julian Williams is an undefeated nobody. Maybe he's not as good as we think he is. Maybe Jermall Charlo will expose a thing or two. Maybe expose his chin. But I'm going with Charlo by decision. It could be controversial or it could be a definitive win. But I think Charlo will will land the better punches, the bigger shots, possibly hurt Julian a couple of times with the right hand. And I don't see Julian just being a big enough puncher or strong enough to knock out a Jermall Charlo. He's a solid puncher, but not a devastating enough puncher to get Charlo out of there. If it goes to the cars, Charlo will get the nod. And I see Charlo successfully defending his title for the third time, possibly moving out of that weight class and campaigning at 160 pounds. But it should be a good, solid, competitive fight that Charlo will land the bigger, more significant blows. He will establish his style of fighting. It'll be at range, at distance. He'll keep him at the end of his punches, and overall will score the more telling blows for a decision victory for Jermall Charlo. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Who you got in this fight? Why? By knockout or decision? And who you think is better between the two? This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.